recovered by Pitt.
But I'm going to go to Aaron. Aaron's line. Coming up the field and back to...
All right, 45, the keeper for Pitt, driving. Oh, she is not on the survey, which is a bummer because she is a baller. Oh, no, there she is. I'm sorry. Megan Alisakis. She's a captain and a senior, and you can tell. Anyway, ball being brought up now by Pitt. Looking, he's driving. His offense trying to give him something. Passes it off to the back. Shot is good, but he believe. All right, goal is good. Got a bang-bang game back and forth. Very different from the game we saw before. We got 20 for Pitt, 1 for West Virginia. All right, Alisakis again bringing it up for West Virginia.
You're the field manager.
Some bobbled passes here and there, but eventually recovered by Pitt, and they're holding on to it in the hands of their keeper.
There you go.
Driving for Pitt is number 5, Zach Smith. He bobbles it a bit, and it is recovered by West Virginia. Alisakis passes it off to a teammate. Can't quite see his jersey. All right. West Virginia bringing it up slow. Number 13 bringing it up for them. That is Jack Melnick, a senior. All right, turning, trying to drive, looking for it, and it's good. We're tied at 20.
Did you get that one?
All right, that is a Pitt ball. Being brought up by keeper Zach Smith. Oh, he passed it off to number 4, Stefan Bordianu. There we go. Anyway, how did Bordianu say? It's bobbled and it's dropped. All right, Alisakis bringing it up again for West Virginia. Pitt has control, though, so West Virginia is probably going to be using this as an opportunity not just to score, but get pleasure control back, and you can't do that if your beater is beat. But 23 looking for a shot for, and it's stopped by Pitt. Smith bringing it up for Pitt again. Beautiful wrap, beautiful takedown, but the goal was good. He shot while he was going down. So it is now 30-20, Pitt in the lead. Just a back and forth game, very different than I think the game we saw earlier, even though the jersey colors are pretty similar. All right, Alisakis again, bringing it up for West Virginia. All right, beautiful block of that bludger, and then turns around with a quickness, and it is good. Goal goes to Jack Melnick again. All right, Smith now bringing it up for Pitt. Beautiful, and a goal. Nice little hop to get the view he needed, and a dunk. That's number 4. Stefan Bordiano. Did you know he's a firefighter? Well, I do now. Very much appreciate the teams that give me the fun facts. Hope the Twitch chat does too. Jack Melnick trying to make something happen. Shot, no bueno. It's gonna roll off pitch, be a turnover to Pitt. All right, we're gonna get a keeper sub for Pitt. Subbing out Smith, coming in Drew White. He's colorblind. Is he colorblind? Is he red-green colorblind? I don't know. I just know that he is. But he is also brought down. Passes it off to a teammate. Nice. Pass to number 32, Melissa Gemma. West Virginia trying to find an opening. Or, I'm sorry, Pitt trying to find an opening in this West Virginia defense. I wonder if it's as hard for you, the folks at home watching this on video as it is for me to keep them apart. Doing my best, though. All right, rejoined by my good friend, Ashton.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're great. So these two very similar looking teams, the ones with the white stripe, University of Pittsburgh, I know, right? And then with the yellow stripe across the front, it's West Virginia. It's a tight game, 30 West Virginia, 40 Pitt. Very back and forth, bang, bang. As showed by the fact that it's now tied at 40. Very different than the Cal Rochester game we saw before.
Looks like we might have a timeout. Oh, they're gonna force them to put pennies on. So
yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
I will say, shout out to Pittsburgh for being smart. They have one thing that differentiates them: the striped socks, the honeybee socks.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Which
good
is really
eye, good eye.
Which is really funny. Also, as a Pittsburgh team, they have to go with gold in some way, shape, or form. They also do have the black on. It's their shorts.
Yes.
Team choices like that. We like teams who have unified shorts, even if they're not all the same. They're all choosing black.
Yeah.
Wow, they lost the coin. Wow, the disrespect.
I mean, somebody's got to lose.
I just want to see a paper, rock, scissors. It needs to be more dramatic. Coin flip. Almost halfway through here.
Yeah.
Till the 20-minute mark. Remember, when the 20-minute mark is called, that will be the final possession until a brief intermission, and then snitch-on-pitch will happen 10 seconds after we come back from the 20-minute intermission.
Exactly.
Pittsburgh rocking the green pennies now. If you're out there at home, which is going to be tough for us as broadcasters because they have jersey numbers on and we can no longer see the numbers.
I mean, if you squint, but.
Great read on that one, the step back. And maybe a jar. Oh, that was a chaser who got possession of the ball instead of a keeper. So when that happens, the ball is still in play and it does not force the teams out of the keeper zone like it does if a keeper were to take possession of a ball inside the keeper zone. Right. I like the ball movement on that last play, though.
For sure. Megan Alisakis bringing it up for West Virginia. I love seeing a woman keeper.
And once again, doing a good job of reading her beater there, using a screen. And Pittsburgh just throwing more chasers at it. Like, I love that solution idea. So like, there's a beater playing too high. Let's throw 4 chasers at them until they mess up one of their throws.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give them too many targets.
And Pittsburgh taking their time getting up the field, which is a smart move on their part.
Yeah, that's Drew White, the keeper, bringing it up.
Got a tie game here, too. Love to see that.
Yeah, they've just been exchanging goals.
And you see the distance between the beaters and the chasers right now is not healthy enough to be conducive of scoring. So that last play, the ball was still about 10, 15 feet outside the keeper zone when the beaters were inside the keeper zone on top of the beaters. So you need to be there so that when the throw happens, the attack happens at the same time.
Got it.
And considering that, Pittsburgh still got a couple of good passes off. They just couldn't finish the shot. Pittsburgh going with true man-to-man defense. You like to see people who want to get in the grill of a opposing chaser.
Oh, for sure. It's a physical sport. That's what I want to see.
Especially since the answer to finding a 2-2 or playing against a man-to-man defense is making somebody go sit on the hoops, which means you have to be effective at their shot. Oh, and a great beat on that one, just edging them out. And now we got a fast break going, but there are beaters trekking back, one not seen, and you could tell by
dropping a beat there, nice. But West Virginia still with a chance. Oh, they recover it.
And once again, Pittsburgh in transition, not looking, and that's, once again, kids sitting at home. You got to look left, right, and then left again. In that case, you had to look right twice.
I had a coach that said it, and it drove me nuts. But you know what? I hate to say it. He wasn't wrong. Head on a swivel.
There was also one famous Quidditch player who used to say you run in a serpentine, and it makes it too difficult for you to get hit. He plays for Boston. He's got, he's the guy with the capability of shooting from mid-pitch, so.
Can't relate.
Remember, kids, don't skip leg day.
No.
A lot of advice for kids on the show today.
If they want to grow up and play Quidditch.
Really, though. We do have Quidditch behind us. Shout out to all the kids. I saw a full-on Quidditch game going on when I showed up here at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow, that's dedication.
Yeah, no doubt.
And, running Quidditch, draining. Kids have so much energy. I think one of the most exhausting Quidditch experiences I had was being a snitch for Quidditch.
And we got an injury here. And there is going to be some tape applied so that she can go back into the field. I will point this out. West Virginia, one of those teams that lets you get a little loose with the names that are on the back of your jersey.
Yeah.
Great jump to get away from that beat. Took out both of the beaters for West Virginia, but it didn't stop the goal from being scored.
Yeah, that's number 42, Vincenzo Conforti. He's a sophomore, first year playing Quidditch.
Pittsburgh on the attack here, seeing an opportunity, and he pops the ball free. Vincenzo. Beautiful back-to-back plays on that.
That's Jack Melnick, number 13.
Jack Melnick now attacking in transition. Let's see if he can find a pass or a shot here.
He's gotten some goals for West Virginia before, so he knows what he's about.
Pittsburgh taking their time, getting back into that play, and now they created a fast break. Quick
That's
chaser.
That's going to be Spencer Riesig, third-year player, with that goal.
Got a great game going on here. Seeing the beater play.
Yeah.
Some of the moves.
Tied at 50.
Yeah, some of these really simplistic throws, creating great opportunities.
Melnick with the quaffle. It's been him and Megan Alisakis who's been doing a lot of the ball handling for this West Virginia team. Two very different looks.
Great ball movement there, making the chasers have to come out and defend him instead of giving them an easy target. Back up top. It's nice to have someone who, when engaged with a tackle, does not affect their passing lane, because it gives you so much more. It gives you such a larger margin for error. And another tackle attempt. Pittsburgh, man. If there is one thing that these guys are, I don't know. You think maybe you think they play with. You think they train with the Steelers? Because it seems like it.
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying. I see a lot of contact here.
I mean, that's just the Pittsburgh way, man. All sports.
They are definitely epitomizing it here. I'm not seeing any hesitation when it comes to trying to engaging those tackles.
Well, maybe not the Pirates, but baseball's not a contact sport, and the Pirates are the Pirates.
I mean, the Pirates. The Pirates take a beating every single day.
You know what? You make a solid point.
They are tougher than any team. They've been getting beat down for 5 years.
Only? No. Anyway, that's a goal for Pitt.
Great vision on that play. Ran across the entirety of the formation, forced the defense to rotate to his side, and then kicked it opposite and behind. Slow reaction. Looks like a timeout.
Yeah.
So far what we've seen, as we still have a tie game here, seen a good defensive and offensive performance from Melnick so far, and the beaters doing a good job of, one, creating bludger control and then forcing it back when they do get an opportunity to do so. Here at US Quidditch Cup in Salt Lake City, the furthest west the tournament has ever been.
Speaking of West, though, West Virginia was supposed to be the home team, and you know what? I know not a lot of my West folks will agree with me. I was looking forward to going to West Virginia. I'd never been there before. The novelty, if nothing else. Really bummed that that tournament didn't happen, but I'm really glad to see West Virginia out here.
No comment. I was gonna have to use the buddy system if I went to Charleston, so I wasn't really looking forward to. I'm kidding. But yeah, there's a couple of great venues that, and quite frankly, the reason that West Virginia was selected, I will say this: there is almost never a miss when it comes to selecting the city that Nationals is in and the facility that is.
The facility is key. Yeah, it is. Granted, the tournaments I used to run, much smaller scale, but it's so hard to find a good venue in a good city and like a good deal. Like, there's just so many variables involved that like I, like every other West player, definitely griped every year that it was in a Carolina because that was rough. But I'm glad we're mixing things up, spreading the love a little around.
And that breeze, I know you're hearing it in our microphones and it sounds really nice, really loud. It's actually not too bad. Honestly.
It's not as cold as it was earlier. The breeze earlier today cut like a knife, but this is pleasant.
Everybody's got their hoodies if you were from a warmer state, which I would imagine I will say that other than Salt Lake City Quidditch Club, who is the host.
And Utah Collegiate.
The Utah Utes.
So actually, the Utes, so the University of Utah and Utah State combined into one college team.
There we go.
Because they weren't big enough by themselves.
We like to see that. We like to see surviving. We like to see
college teams surviving. That's exactly what it's about. And I know different college teams have taken different paths. Melnick, nice shot, goes off.
And Melnick dodged an excellent snipe that was on the way, and that play, there's a hand up for advantage. Yeah. I was going to say, Melnick kept running, and the beater on the far right-hand side for Pittsburgh actually threw one, and it landed just an inch shy of being able to beat Melnick while he was driving. So that would have actually completely stopped this play if that throw had gone through. I thought it was pretty impressive because she did a good job of, one, getting that ball from somebody else and then immediately using it to disrupt the offensive play. If you're just joining us, don't forget the University of Pittsburgh Quidditch Club is the team that we're seeing here with the green pennies on because they have the exact same color scheme as our other team.
Navy blue
here.
And gold is a classic combo.
West Virginia University.
Yeah.
The Mountaineers.
Yes. I believe the team's official name is West Virginia Summit, which I love.
I like that. I like that for sure.
Yeah.
Great beat throw up front. Chaser's still too far away to actually make a ton of damage.
Ooh, nice beat.
Yeah.
Great field awareness there from that beater.
That's anticipation. When you see your chasers already heading out to the person who has the ball, you can, as a beater, sit back on the center hoop. So even if you get beat, you can wait to see where that pass is going to go. The shot is unlikely. The other hoop is covered by somebody else. So there's really only one or two things that's going to happen. That person's going to drive in and dunk, or that person's going to kick out to that right-hand side. And when you see that ball come out of their hand, the ball comes out of your hand, and you get a stop.
Exactly.
And a great recovery there from West Virginia to maintain at least one bludger. Technically, this is a singular bludger play because the other two bludgers are so far out of position.
Yeah, they weren't impacting play at all.
Which, if you're out there teaching young chasers and keepers, you teach them that they should be able to take out at least one beater with their passing. That means driving in, drawing the beat, kicking it out, and being a great teammate. Not a good teammate, a great one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might have a conversation about whether or not there was back contact on this play. Usually that's what happens when you get towards the outer edges over there because there are players who are scrumming.
And there's only so many places you can be.
They're
I'm not going to lie, though. I'm totally distracted by, like, the mountains right behind him. Like, with the sun right now, gorge.
No doubt.
If it's not picking up on camera, I am so sorry. But I think they have a pretty wide-angle shot up there, so.
Great times, great times. Let's see what this conversation is about. They're pointing at a chaser.
It's taking a minute. And somebody seemed like they thought they were going to come off because headbands may have been exchanged, but.
Oh, there was an illegal dive for the quaffle, and that is a yellow card. I will say this, lucky because there's another version of that card that is straight red for a dangerous play, and it usually only gets pulled out when you get hurt.
Yeah.
When somebody dives and their knee gets buckled or their legs get swept completely from underneath them. Sometimes that happens.
In the box for Pittsburgh is Henry Weinreeb. He's got 6 toes on his right foot. That's his fun fact.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, so he's faster. Wait, okay, on his right foot. So he's faster. He's faster running right. So you want to put him at the right wing chaser so that when he cuts in, he's got more power on that foot.
Good to know.
Shout out.
Oh, goodness, that breeze is picking up.
Yes, it is. Beaters coming in. Nice shot taken and missed on the part of West Virginia because of a tackle. Once again, the physical nature of Pittsburgh is never to be
big
questioned.
drive from Pittsburgh right now. They've got nobody in front of him. They're going. And it's good. It's good.
Took a second there, but after going all the way through all of West Virginia's defense there, not too many people with an angle on that tackle.
Yeah, West Virginia was not ready.
Once again, running with no fear usually fruits some type of reward.
Right?
So now, West Virginia Summit down by 10 here. We've seen this back and forth affair between these two teams.
Oh, I love it. Oh, he was hit, but that was a nice, pretty hop in the air.
Great throw up front. Looks like an opening for a shot and blocked by the keeper. Great read.
Big
on
stop.
the part of the keeper there.
He's subbing out, though. And Pitt's about to be at full strength. There they are. Off your broom! Oof. If you're wearing headphones, I do apologize.
And don't forget, kids, you're supposed to be off broom when you check back into a game after a penalty. But they ran there.
They did everything else
tagged
right.
Back in, yeah. They didn't do anything to try and deceive you into thinking that they were in the play. They actually just made themselves take longer to touch the hoop.
Yeah.
So, most people are slower with their broom between their legs.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to put that on people who are faster with their broom between their legs, but most people are slower when they can't use both of their arms to run.
For sure. All right, Megan Alisakis again bringing it up for West Virginia.
Great drive up front, trying to use the bludger control to clear out the right-hand side of the hoops here.
Yeah, she's looking for a path, but she's...
Scraping over the top using that beater screen.
Beautiful finish.
Great vision on that play. One, knowing that there were people stepping up to tackle her, knowing that she had her beaters on her side behind her. She looked to her left-hand side. What do you know? Somebody's wide open.
That goal for West Virginia from Tom Prince.
Tom Prince doing a good job of rolling off of that screen.
But Pitt immediately answers, and that's how this game has been. Like, just bang, 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 bang.
But I will say this, for the first time in a while.
20-point, yeah. 20-point lead for Pittsburgh, yeah.
The beater will get back into play here. And another turnover. This may be the biggest lead of the game on the way here.
Right?
That one is good.
There it is. Pittsburgh is now 30 up. It's 100 Pittsburgh, 70 West Virginia.
There's a bludger off pitch over here. There's another bludger being picked up. Technically, for a second there, all three bludgers were down and the quaffle. I think West Virginia may be reaching their cardio limits here for a second.
It is a shorter roster. And
a
while,
lot,
yeah.
I was going to say a lot of tactics for countering that have to do with making sure that everybody is pinpoint on their positioning and know exactly where they need to be.
Yeah, and they do have a shorter roster than Pitt.
Still got bludger control here, working their way down, taking their time. Yeah. I'd like to see that for sure. Driving in and a beat, that pass is not going to be called late, although it looked like it was pretty close. And a shot deflected.
Alisakis trying to recover, but it's not. Pitt's number 9 picks it up and starts heading out. That's Spencer Riesig.
And Pitt doing a good job of not only pulling up when they saw two bludgers, but also staying behind the keeper, behind the mid-pitch line.
We're at 15 minutes game time.
And once again, West Virginia and Pittsburgh were going back and forth in this matchup until about a couple of minutes ago. And now Pittsburgh has creeped out to a 3-goal lead, and they keep subbing in more and more people.
Yeah.
And there doesn't seem to be a drop-off in the quality of play.
Yeah.
You'd like to see that.
Yeah, West Virginia, meanwhile, has a roster of only 10, so they can't sub quite so much.
As a man currently on a roster of 10, it is exhausting.
Been there, done that. Not in a hurry to repeat it.
No, really. And, I'm surprised the refs didn't call that when she reached for the bludger that tapped on her back and then swung it back towards her own hoops. And then maybe that call we were waiting on today.
Maybe.
Marcella's been out here all day holding it down for US Quidditch.
Yeah, I emailed earlier in the week. I was like, hey, if you need some live stream slots filled, like I can take West teams. And they're like, do you want to do all day? I'm like, Yeah, I can do all day.
Yeah, that's how, by the way, anybody who's never volunteered to Quidditch, that's exactly how every conversation goes. It's like, I would like to help in a small way, and then it's like, cool, so like you're in charge of everything now.
You never have enough people, and especially for an event like this, live stream is absolutely important, but one, not always the top priority, and two, not something a lot of people can do. And like, I personally, the reason I like doing West games, I know the teams better, I know them better, but I am happy to do it for everyone, and I get to see new teams, which is really exciting. But the nicest thing for me is that today I've had a bunch of different people hopping into my little passenger seat over here talking Quidditch with me, and that's something I've really missed, and I'm really enjoying getting back to after a couple years of not being able to.
No doubt, no doubt.
And this is the first time we've ever been able to do this together, and we've talked about wanting to for like ages.
Yeah, everybody
seems
to be convinced that I'm like good at this stuff.
Because
so
you
like,
are, sir.
I disagree, but you know, here we are.
8, 7, 6.
That countdown you're hearing gets to the 20-minute mark.
Yep.
And if West Virginia still has possession,
yes,
that will make this the last possession for before the intermission.
So the set score will be 170 regardless because it's Pitt in the lead. So best West Virginia can do is get a little bit closer. They're at 70 points right now.
And we're seeing a lot of action from the beaters up top. They're hustling hard to try and get possession because they know that if they can get at least one of those balls, they'll start off basically snitch on pitch with both bludgers, and that's paramount.
Ollie Sock is looking for an opening. Sorry, I've been up since way earlier than I care to admit. Oh, big stop from Pitt, and that is time. All right, we're at our 2 minutes. All right, Ashton, say you're West Virginia's coach. What are you telling them during this 2-minute break to turn it around?
So West Virginia, I feel like they've done a spectacular job up until this point, man. They're just tired. And I totally understand that aspect of it. Being tired is not going to ever be, and most coaches are going to, they're going to have to be real mean about this. But like being tired is never an excuse to drop passes. Being tired is never an excuse to really be able to go out there and finish.
Yeah.
I totally understand moving a little bit slower, and honestly, like if you're the ball carrier and you know that your teammates are moving a little bit slower, maybe you walk it up the field because none of your teammates can be behind you.
Yeah.
So as the ball carrier, take your time. You actually can even buy time for the beaters when you as a ball carrier walk the ball up the field because the beaters have a chance to realize, oh, I don't have to engage immediately. What we're seeing defensively, the rotation has to be a lot better in terms of people willing to make contact. That's what the biggest issue that I've been seeing is. People are getting inside the keeper zone because now the ball carrier chaser timing is basically perfect for Pittsburgh, and they've been working on that. That's why they struggled the first 5 possessions of this game, and now it's basically at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make perfect plays every single time, so make it as difficult as possible for your opponent. Make them have to make the perfect play to beat you.
Yeah. All right. Seeking for Pitt is number 25, Trent Howe. He likes Sonic colors. Is that a video game? It's all capitalized, so I'm guessing it is. Anyway. And then Jack Melnick is seeking for West Virginia.
Jack Melnick, the young man that we saw earlier, who's doing a really good job of scoring in transition and when the beaters were throwing up front. So it may be an offensive drop-off for him to go out there and be a seeker, but that pull puts him in the lead.
That would catch them up. He's nodding, agreeing. He knows.
Once again, guys, turns out pulling the snitch makes Quidditch a lot easier for most teams.
Yep.
7, 6,
Countdown for the seekers.
And Pittsburgh turning up the intensity here as they're trying to ward off those beaters. And no beaters. There will be no seeker.
Oh, no, that's not true.
I thought he was going to squeak that.
And Pitt scores again. So it's 110 Pitt, 70 West Virginia.
Oh, my gosh. Barcelos, we didn't even notice it. Pitt is using 18-wheeler, which is a code for 2 female beaters.
Oh, wow, quick catch. I didn't realize that was a code. That's just how I used to run my team back at San Jose State because our best 2 beaters were women.
And we may have a pull here, and depending on who it's from, if it is Milnick, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a game again.
Right? Hero.
And I wanted
worth putting him in, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Once again, Milnick been carrying the squad. I think he's got half their goals, and this snitch pool will be massive.
Milnick's gotten a lot of their goals, right along with Ali Sakis and Prince. So to get him back on Quaffle would be clutch.
Hold on, I think she just said the score incorrectly. Yep. And that pull is going to...
Yeah, it is good. Way to go, Melnick.
Yeah,
So
Melnick going to get about 10 seconds of rest, and he's going to have to sub back in.
yeah, so it is 105 West Virginia, 110 Pitt. So yeah, it's a game. Ali Sakis driving, passing it off to number 42, Conforti. Doesn't quite finish, though. They're trying to finish, but no, it's recovered by Pitt.
Ali Salkis with a dime of a pass on that open hoop. Just a little bit too slow in the catch and gather to score. A lot of people really get locked up on the idea of catching the ball in front of the hoop and finishing in the front of the hoop. You'll see a lot more experienced chasers. And a great block.
Big block by Ali Sakis. Love it. Love
and now
it.
a tackle, which could force the turnover. Hold on a
Ooh.
second. There was a kick there at a weird spot. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a 110 to 100 game here.
105, but yeah.
105, yes. If you don't know, recent addition to Quidditch, making the snitch worth 35 points, so you can designate based off of the score who caught the snitch.
Yes, and no more overtimes. As a TD, hated overtime.
Double
Hated.
overtime, which was really dramatic, and I've only witnessed about 2 times in the history that I've played Quidditch. If you don't know, double overtime is sudden death.
Basically a
older
coin
rules.
toss. I have, and not even
And
just
they
as a
made you
TD,
do brooms up for double
Yeah.
overtime, too.
and as a player and as a coach, I had been done dirty by overtime so many times that, you know what? Glad to see it gone. Not for me.
Especially when we were back with the one-arm tackling. It might
Yeah.
be a little different now.
Yeah.
It might play out a little bit differently.
I just think, like, the rules have made the game a little faster, right? You're not having these super long drag-out games nearly as much as we used to.
No doubt. There's this pressure for the offense to continue to advance
Yeah.
the ball, and then there's just enough healthy room of like you can
The
move
snitch
the ball
still
around.
means something, like
Yes.
in this game, clearly. Like, it gave West Virginia, like, it put them right back in. But if Pitt had done it, they would have put West Virginia further away. So there's still definitely, like, a need for the snitch, but it's not the end-all, be-all, or stay on the pitch all day.
And this potential goal,
Yeah, he's going.
it could be a legal contact.
Did he just point out his shot? Let's see. Nah,
Tackle on the way here. That's too low.
no good.
That's too
Shame.
low, and I'm pretty sure he was beat as well. He's running back on defense, but guess he was called clear. Once again, West Virginia with control, coming down, only down by 1 goal here. Pittsburgh has transitioned back. Let me make sure before I say that. Has transitioned back to traditional offense. I will say this. It was pretty impressive to see that the original strategy, the original look for Snitch-on-pitch play was to send out 2 female beaters. So I'd love to see that.
If they're your best beaters, then do it.
Got to get weird. Sometimes you got to get a little weird. You know what I mean? There's these old traditions within Quidditch that are slowly breaking, which is really good to see.
Yeah. And that's the other thing I like about how the rules have changed. It's just like the meta kind of like locked us into playing certain ways, but now,
Malik's on the attack
Other way.
again.
all right, West Virginia in the lead now with 1:15.
And Malik's goal somehow took out 2 hoops instead of just 1. That's an earthquake level beat. So now the game is tied up, and this is the thing that always gives me a little mental boost. The snitch is no longer available for the other team to pull.
Exactly, so you can stay focused on Quaffle.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we make it come down to the oldest and noblest. Who's willing to go out there and get buckets. This game has been and always will be about one thing: buckets.
You know, as a former beater, I hate to say it, but you're not wrong.
I'm just saying. Beats never scored a single goal that's gone on the scoreboard.
You know, but I
I'm
like
kidding.
trolling. I like defense. I liked taking in the whole pitch. But yeah, no, the glory is definitely to the chasers and the keepers.
A fingertip catch there. Great job. And then the ball's bobbled just a little bit, and it's a turnover. West Virginia on the attack. Oh, you can tell.
Turning on the gas.
They've
No,
got them
that
momentum.
Melnick catch really fired them up for sure.
Great use of the beater screen.
And Melnick scores. 125 West Virginia, 110 Pittsburgh. Turned it around.
Melnick doing a great job of carrying the squad out here. And then, of
Yeah,
course,
if they pull this out, MVP for sure.
and the beaters doing a good job of setting themselves up to be legitimate screens and taking out chasers to make those lanes clean for their offense to be able to be set up an attack. Another beat behind the hoops, which is one of the worst places for that to happen. A shot
Oh,
made.
beautiful. All right, it is now 120 Pitt, 125 West Virginia.
And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell if if the hoops are designed to collapse like that to prevent them from breaking in the long run, or
I
these
think so.
shots are just like rockets because they're taking them out left and right.
I'm sorry? 120. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, just getting a score confirmation. 120 Pitt, 125 West Virginia.
And let's see, as West Virginia's working their way up, their beaters are pretty far apart. This is a no bludgers here. Malnick on the attack. Looks like we got a slight jersey pull, and before the goal was scored, there was a whistle blown. That's tough if that was advantage for a call for West Virginia.
We'll see.
Oh, the head ref is going to go over behind the hoops. And since it was blown dead while the ball was in the air, you have to imagine it's something pretty egregious. Hope that's not the case, though.
Yeah.
There's a yellow card.
Yeah, it's going to be on Pitt. So that's not going to hurt.
Oh, my gosh. The yellow card is for the jersey pull.
Mm-hmm.
That was going on during the offensive attack.
Yeah.
That could have been – oh, that took away a goal unless they're about to give it to him right now. The jersey pull was supposed to, in theory, be an advantage call.
Yeah.
And let West Virginia play that one out, and it doesn't – oh, they did get
Oh,
it.
yeah, they got the goal. Cool,
And
so yeah.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, West Virginia is not taking the lead.
Yeah, 135 West Virginia, 120
Whew.
Pitt.
I like these guys. I like these Summit guys. They're doing a good job. Drive up
Pitt
top.
trying to give tit for tat, though. Oh, no.
Great hustle to dive on that ball behind the hoops. Once again, we're starting to see when
And we got another
another call.
stoppage.
When Pittsburgh is curling to go inside
Mm-hmm.
to try and get those shot attempts, they're being met immediately by either a beater or a chaser. And like we talked about before, people getting more physical. People are disrupting passing lanes. People are disrupting the ability to make passes physically by tackling them. What is going on? Hold on. I think there's they're
Pitt
trying
is
to get
not. Yeah.
Pitt is trying to send their speaking captain out there to have a conversation with the ref.
So another card for them. I think that's Zach Smith.
They're going to call West Virginia's goal good. But Pittsburgh is on offense. I think we have some slight confusion here. 'Cause,
Yeah.
West Virginia's goal was just called good.
Yeah.
It meant, unless that was clarification about
I,
the
th-
previous
I think she was
goal.
clarifying,
Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Because it
High
sounded like
quality.
Pitt was talking about whether or not it was.
High quality officiating right there.
We love a
Control goes to West Virginia. As
And
both of the balls are near mid-pitch and the chasers are already past them. Screen coming up. Got to be careful about that moving screen. Don't know how
Yeah.
much this ref is going to call, but number 30 was kind of sliding a little bit. But besides, anyway, the best screens are the ones that you never see coming, guys. Once
Melnick
again,
looking for something, taking his time, being patient.
going into Snitch-on-pitch, West Virginia was down by 3
He's
goals.
turning, shot. And it's good. 145 West Virginia, 120 Pitt. This one.
West Virginia at one point in this game down by 3 after going goal for goal with Pittsburgh to start it, down by 3 going into Snitch-on-pitch, pulls it by Melnick, and then Melnick scores 3 goals since the snitch has been pulled after pulling it himself. Absolutely amazing performance. A lot of other players doing a great job too. This is not possible unless it's a great effort across the board from the team.
Absolutely. Melnick, this is his 4th year, so he's a senior, so definitely wants to make a splash on his way out.
And
That's a Pitt goal.
Pittsburgh's going to get their first goal since the snitch was pulled out here.
Yeah, I believe that's number 5, Zach Smith. His fun fact is that he likes to cuddle. Same, dude. Same. Who doesn't love a good cuddle?
It's very important.
Especially in this weather.
I was going to
It's
say,
chilly.
Salt Lake City's always got the cuddle weather going on. I'm pretty sure that's
You know, it gets pretty warm out here during the summer. I've been out here for MLQ, and, like, you will sweat for sure.
I forgot there was a Salt Lake City MLQ team. Sorry, RIP
It's
RIP the West region, West Division.
I really appreciate what the folks at Western Championship Quidditch have done to give us,
So,
like, an MLQ-esque experience.
So I was going to ask,
Yeah.
Western Championship Quidditch is popping off. There are multiple teams in an entire league.
Yes.
How is that? Like, how are we not able to come up with a West Division?
So I think the issue is
The location of the team and the restriction of radius and everything?
yes. What I think personally should have happened is what Western Championship Quidditch did. LA is big enough to have 2 teams.
Correct.
And that would have created parity. Because I know we're like definitely not talking US Quidditch, I mean we're talking MLQ. Los Angeles was able to dominate just because of the depth of the talent pool.
And another goal for West Virginia.
I love Arizona Quidditch. I love Utah Quidditch. Salt Lake was never a problem. Boise, I never got to play them, I don't think. But anyway, like Quidditch in Arizona in the summer, I understand why they did it. It was a West Quidditch hub. Didn't work out. So yeah, I think hindsight being 2020, having an Orange County team and an LA team, that's how I would have done 4 teams in MLQ West.
And a throw across the formation. You don't see that too often. That one sometimes can be called poor shot selection and out of desperation. And also the keeper now yelling something at the refs, so definitely letting his emotions get to him a little bit here. Hopefully he can gather himself.
Yeah, I mean, to be up and then down, and you know, you're in college. You worked hard to get here. It was hard, like both of these teams traveled far. I can understand tempers starting to fray a little bit.
And then, you know, just 20 minutes ago, this is the same team you scored a bunch of goals on, and now it
Ooh,
seems like
nice
it's impossible.
dodge. And yet he's hit. He gets air,
No
but not quite
bludgers.
enough.
Now they're on the attack with a no bludger situation.
And it's good. 165 to 30. One more for West Virginia, and they'll pull this out.
And that would be a massive comeback.
Biggest comeback I've seen on this pitch all day.
I think they're on a 7-1 run right now, which is insane to think about.
I really do think that Melnick snitch catch just like lit a fire, and they're like, well, we can't let this be for nothing.
And a throw and a no good on that one. Once again, this is tough. He's going to go back and look at this film, and he's not going to like the shot selection on that one. He got close enough. One thing is, if you get close enough to shoot and there's space between you and the hoop, you didn't do your job. You need to get closer. Like,
West Virginia has been a little bit more patient waiting for the shot versus Pitt is just trying to like get something.
And once again, West Virginia, like we said before, they're running the same thing almost every single time they come down the pitch. They're not trying to make it any more complicated. And this is, you know, we saw Pitt come out here like gangbusters, and now they're kind of falling apart a little bit here.
Ooh.
Great screen up top. Did Malnick just get hit on
I think he knocked the bludger away with his quaffle.
Oh no.
All right, is that game for West Virginia?
Or are they going to call
that
Melnick beat before?
Yeah, let's see. We'll find out in a minute.
Head ref has the ball in her hand.
I believe that last goal, if it was good, was scored by Vincenzo Conforti. This is a sophomore. This is his first year. No, that's number 42. No, that was right, Conforti.
That looks like it's going to be a turnover.
Oh, yeah. All right, so no goal.
Pittsburgh will live to see another play.
165. Yes, 165 West Virginia and 130 Pitt.
And Barcelos, this is a tough situation for Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah.
Right? No, basically no margin for error at this point, right?
Yeah.
And
they don't have bludger control.
Yeah.
It's
one thing
and they just got beat. It's a hard hole to get out, but you got to do it one play at a time. It's a cliche, but for a reason.
They blocked the beat. And
and they still got it. They still have it live.
Still going. Oh, and a bludger, great recovery to get to the middle hoop and then split that defender.
Okay, if I'm if I'm Pitt now, like I am like laser focused on defense.
You almost wonder what they call a press and force their
That's what I would do, honestly. Like, why let them come close? Make them work.
Yeah, we're gonna see how high this man-to-man defense comes out here. Because they are now in full-on man with one beater.
Yeah.
And they're trying to draw somebody in to make a throw. They missed. Now there's pressure on the quaffle
Oh,
carrier.
it's wide. Melnick's gonna dodge. He's gonna try and finish it right here.
Melnick completely
and
covered.
That's it. That's game. If it's good. That is game. Final score, 175 West Virginia, 130 Pitt.
And an 8-goal comeback, ladies and gentlemen. Astounding.
Yeah, great job, West Virginia. All right, guys, the next game on this pitch will be at 6:15, and that's going to be the Red Pandas versus Mile High Quidditch.
Mile High Quidditch straight out of Denver probably had the shortest commute here other than Salt Lake.
Yeah, no, they were my second game of the day, and like the altitude wasn't bothering them then.
And just to recap what we just witnessed here, Pittsburgh got out to back and forth affair with West Virginia, and as time went on, was able to pull out to a 3-goal lead. The snitch gets pulled less than 2 minutes into Snitch-on-pitch.
MVP of this game.
And it's Malnick
Melnick,
walking right
excellent.
back. he nodded, and once again, West Virginia staying the course, got the snitch pull, and like you said, Barcelos, like you were saying, that entire snitch-on-pitch period, they regained their energy even after getting down by 3, and they were relentless.